All right, we're back. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Should take a couple minutes for everybody to migrate to this video. While that's happening, I will get the link and send that to everyone. So the link is all right. So we've got a couple of people that are able to see me. That's good news. People are starting to come on. So hi, everyone. I think at the bottom of your screen, there is that little arrow to share. And if you're able to click that little arrow or click share, then you get a link. And you can send that link or copy that link and paste it in Facebook or email it or text it out to friends so that anybody can hop in and join this live stream. Happy we finally got a decent feed. And can everybody hear me okay? So let's see, we've got some comments already. It worked, yay! Hi, Suleiman. We have Lori saying, I see you. Rajan, hi Rajan. Thank you for joining from Nepal. We've got Lawrence, Suzanna, and we have some cousins joining, that's nice. Some family joining. All right, everybody who was on a moment ago is starting to figure out how to get onto this one, so that's good news. So I have my trusty assistant, Libby, working away, getting online so she can do things like pinning messages and get us organized and get the healings all ordered for everyone. So thanks so much for joining and welcome to our first attempt at this. So hopefully it goes well for everyone. I've got my trusty crystals and I've got my Buddha images and everything I need to help do distance healing for everyone. So why don't we just get started right away? So let me look in so the way that this will work is you just start typing in the live chat. And if you see me, but you don't know how to get into the live chat, that's because you have to sign in to YouTube or your Google account. So hopefully you've got that, you can get that figured out. You can go on the YouTube app, and that'll make you sign in. Or if you're in a browser, then you'll have to sign into your Google or to your YouTube using your Google email, and then you'll be able to join the live chat. And once you're on the live chat, then you'll be able to then you'll be able to type in any question or anything it is that you'd like me to send healing or healing to. And I'll do my best to send some energy your way, send some healing your way, and perhaps some messages as well that can be helpful for you. So Libby has managed to successfully send messages, so that's good to see. So that's the other thing I wanted to mention, is that you can get some credit towards my accounts towards my events by inviting people to subscribe to the channel, so they can come in, they hit subscribe, and then they go into the live chat and write in who it was that referred them, and then we'll keep track of it, and you can get some credit towards some future classes, like the Insight class coming up and my Zoom retreat and talks that I'll be giving. So that's nice. And so let's get going. So Taya, please send a blessing to my aunt, who is in her final days for a brain tumor. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So she's written her name in Thai. Pa Premjit. Okay, her name is Premjit. Taya, can you do me a favor now and just close your eyes and please picture your aunt. Have a picture of your aunt in your mind. So it's all very helpful to, when people are entering that final phase and they're shutting down and it's terminal, there's no opportunity or very little opportunity for recovery at that point. The best thing that we can do for such people, if they are not meditators or healers, or they haven't been working with the light, they're just regular folks, is to remind them of some of the good and generous and kind things that they've done in their lifetime, whether it be for you and how you've touched them and how you've helped them in their lives, what you've meant to them, or whether it be even bigger things than that, like, for example, if they did some charity work or did some unselfish things in their life, even for people that they didn't know, like volunteer work and charity work, or just going that extra mile, spending lots of time with somebody that's in need more than was required. Giving them an opportunity to think about their own goodness and reflect upon the good things that they did in life, rather than things like financial successes, anything like that. Even to think of having the most beautiful things and the things that they're happiest about in life. That's the best choice for transition, because when the body dies, that isn't the end, and there's still an energy that survives death. There's something beyond the body that survives death, and that's actually not just a belief. That's something that's easily verifiable in your own experience by practicing vipassana, using mindfulness to achieve insight. We practice that. It shouldn't take a few weeks or a month if you follow the directions to be able to sense that there is a consciousness. It's not a self, but there's a consciousness that isn't part of the body, that isn't in the brain. And it's quite clear and quite distinct and obvious that when the body dies, that something continues a process. And so in order for that process to be at the highest quality possible, highest frequency possible, and we're dealing with people who haven't done meditation or healing to bring their frequency up, then what can do it is reflection on goodness. And some of the highest good that they had done in their lives can help move them into a place where more of that is possible. Okay, so I've been sending some light and some messages, and hopefully, Kuntaya, you can help your aunt in that regard to think of these things, and I'm trying to send that type of energy to her now. I'm trying to help her with the help of some guidance around me, helping her to think of these things for a smooth and happy transition. Okay, so let's see what's next. We'll move up here. And next we have send some healing to Elsa, Ari, and Dennis, who lost their mom a month ago. Okay, that'll be my pleasure. So that's from Lila? So I'd like you again to think about these people in your mind. And if you can, picture them smiling and happy. And what I'm going to do is work to bring some light around that imagery. These are intelligent children, Elsa. I'm not sure how old she is, but she's quite an intelligent girl, and she's going to be just fine. Dennis. Dennis is, these are all smart kids. Dennis has amazing creative abilities and imagination. And so he's going to be able to think up all kinds of wonderful things. We're going to help that. And Ari is going to have a lot of help and support from siblings and from family, and difficulties might cut a little deeper with Ari, but she has such a good support system and emotional level that she's going to end up the closest thing that I would call to a healer of the bunch, go through some things and then come out bright and shining and be able to help others, maybe psychology, counseling, and these types of things. She becomes a powerful person. So thank you for that. What I really like is healing for you guys that are joining. You guys deserve it too. So don't be bashful. And I can connect with other people, but I would love to just connect directly with you right now. So let's do some of that, and I'll come back to all the healing for other people in a minute. I'll make sure that they get it. So we'll go back to some of those, and I'm going to just look for somebody here. Okay, so, oh, that's nice. I'm getting blessings from some friends in the United States, in Atlanta. So nice, thank you. I'll take them. Let me send some right back to you. Okay, so we've got here, okay, Mahid, hi Mahid. So she's asked to send some healing to her heart and some positive energy. The nickname we give her is Marlene, so we're going to send some light to her heart chakra. So Marlene, can you please take both hands and put them in a prayer position over your heart like this? Put your hands just like this over your heart. And then what I'm going to do, just connect for a moment. And I'm going to send a spear of light in between your hands there. So I'm asking my guidance to do that for you. And this sphere of light is filled with all kinds of love and healing and it's getting big now. Actually, it's all the way around your hands because you have some Reiki abilities as well. So that's combining with this, and there's a nice big sphere of light all the way around your hands, right? And if it's getting emotional, I think it's getting emotional for you. Just let it get emotional. So allow yourself to feel as worried or sad or any of these feelings. Just allow them to be there, because for all of us, really, the deepest healing that we can do is when we're as honest as we can with how we feel in here. And so, Marley, let's just picture that sphere of light with me that's around your hands, and it's filled with love, and it's like a big, huge hug. It's like a big, huge hug, but the hug is going so deep that it's going right into your heart, and you can open your hands now and just bring them in. So, Marley, remember that you're loved and that there's so much guidance around you and available all the time. So the only time for everyone here, and Marley, the only time that all this love and guidance appears to not be around, it's around. The only time it appears not is when we're really immersed in thought, and especially immersed in destructive thoughts or criticism or worries, or projecting our problems outward, which means our problem is because of this person or that person, or they shouldn't do this or they shouldn't say this. When we're in the moments that we've gotten locked into that and caught into that, we're not able to see an abundance of healing light and love available to us. So we have to notice as quickly as we can when we get into that sort of negative framework. Okay, that should be much better. Okay. All right, so Shital is the next one that I see here. If I skipped you in the live chat, not to worry, I'm going to go back. I'm going to be here a long time and go back to everyone. So please be patient, and I'm going to take Shital next. Libby's also going to help me to see anybody that I skipped, so I make sure that I get to you. All right, Shital. So, having a hard time at work and situations of work and raised with a coworker. Okay. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to picture that coworker. Okay, Chantal, I'm going to send some light to you now. What I'm going to do is work on the connection with you and the coworkers. And there might be some past karma issues, some reasons why this has to be difficult. And I want you to contemplate, if I can get past any of the wrongdoings that they've done to me, and I could be the best human being that I possibly can, just for a minute, what would I do in relation to this person? And how would I think? How would my perspective change with regards to this person? So just reflect on those things, and I'm going to help you to make this person, this coworker, shine. So we're going to do the opposite of what mostly we do, which is think badly about people that have wronged us or harmed us. What we're going to do is I'm going to think incredibly positively and give lots of love and light to this person, because when people are feeling comfortable in themselves and happy and at ease, then they don't cause harm. And then certainly not intentional. And then any harm that we perceive is actually from our own worries, stresses, and insecurities at that point, right? And so then that's an inside job. We can work on that stuff ourselves. So I'm going to start with bringing light to the coworker. So if you can picture the coworker. So this coworker I'm not going to get into private things, but this coworker, of course, has come from like we all have, has had difficulties. And so some of those difficulties, they come out in all different types of ways in stressful environments. If we can understand that when we have been through difficulties, or if we have had the exact same difficulties that they have, then we might act in similar ways to them, right? And similar way of things that we've learned. If we had learned what they had learned and had their perspective, then we would often act very similar to the way they do. So if we can understand that, our heart opens up and we have metta, or loving kindness, and we understand that people are coming from difficult places, and we just hope everybody gets to learn good things, gets to learn to raise the quality of their heart. So we have blessings and wishings for the coworker, and blessings and wishes for you. And there's there's like a broken cord between the two of you. We're just repairing that cord so that the energy flow is more loving and kind. And it doesn't mean you have to have a big hug or anything like that. It might, but it just means that internally you can secretly feel happier and feel more comfortable with this person, and then you'll do your part to make that for reparation. Thank you, Chantal. Okay, so there's Seema just saying thank you. I don't know if you've written anything else, but let me send some love and blessings for your new baby. Congratulations. This is a little angel, a little bit of stomach issues though. I'm sure that'll be okay soon enough, but it seems like there are a bit of stomach issues. And oh, but nice and healthy and bright. Nice and healthy and bright. Strong cry. And nice and bright. A little bit of stomach. It's nothing serious, but a little bit of stomach discomfort. And maybe a knee, like a sore knee or something. I don't know. Too much kicking. I'm not sure. Okay, so let me go back and see if there are any other healings here I can do. I can see that it could be a little louder. I'm sorry if there are any issues with volume or the recording, because our equipment isn't fancy equipment yet, but hopefully if this takes off and we get lots of people joining us for this, then we'll invest in it. We get lots of subscribers, then we'll invest in better equipment. Okay, so who's next? Hi, Livy. Oh, I'm getting notes. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I can't see. So, Livy, can you help me to see if I missed anybody for the healing? Okay, hi. Let's see, we have Vedahi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, and you're asking for healing for your uncle. If you can type in again and just say at least the first name of your uncle, that'll help. And because we haven't connected before. And there's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Thanks for joining. How are you? Getting lots of thoughts. Ash? Okay, let's find Ash. Here's Ash. Okay, can you spend some healing to Rishi and myself? Okay, I've already made connections with you guys, so that'll be easy. And any messages that might come up as well. Okay, Ash. So just close your eyes for a moment and relax. Okay, so Ash, so the message that's coming up for you is a needing to get out there in the world more, right? A lot of us are stuck at home with computers and busy with particular habits. We need to get out into the world and be one of these rare people these days that learn how to say hello to people, to go out. So your message is to stay home less, take walks, do some things that you didn't plan to do, like just take a walk and not have a destination. Go to a park and say hello. I know that might be difficult in the COVID situation a little bit in the Toronto area, but to be able to just turn to people and say hello and smile. And it might lead to conversations and new experiences, but it also will certainly lead to an openness of the heart where there's a bit of a closed and a tightening, and there's an opportunity there to just expand your energy and expand your aura and be welcome to new things and new experiences. And your energy right now isn't one that's welcome to newness and new things. So I need you to open up that heart by just taking the one step of walking by people and saying hello with a smile. And then, they might just keep walking, they might just smile, who knows what they do. Or you sit on a park bench and, how are you today? It might be an elderly person, they're usually much more friendly and willing to talk. But just opening that out to the world, and that people are kind, and there's a lot out there to experience, to take that brave step. Okay, sending a little love to Rishi as well. So Rishi is going to needs a lot of help from parenting, and also needs some help from you here and there. But ultimately, your path of success is involved in separating yourself, not, of course, keeping in touch with your family regularly and sending them lots of love, but actually being out of the family home and household. Okay. Susanna's been sick for the last 4 days. All right, Suzanna, thanks for joining. I hope you're okay enough to still be on the live stream to receive this healing. Susanna's been doing really well with her mindfulness practice. So there's some mindfulness advice coming for Suzanna as the light. And higher frequencies and all the light are making their way into your space. The mindfulness advice is, and this can sound shocking to other people, so it's not for you, it's for her. But actually, play with the idea that you're letting the body die. Like, okay, I'm feeling really sick, just die. Right? You won't die. In fact, I've done this quite a bit. And when you do that, you just sort of let the body be limp and just sort of pretend, okay, it's my last breath. And what can happen actually in that type of situation, since it's safe and you can't actually have the power to make yourself die, it's just an exercise. What can happen is a deep relaxation and a letting go experience can start to happen. So that's the advice for you, is to play with that. And if the body's sick and it's really uncomfortable, then just let it be, just let it die. Of course, this isn't real death happening, right? We're not allowing that to happen. But just pretend it is for the experiment. And some amazing things can happen when we become in touch with it, because there's something that persists. Okay, who's next? Okay, Lori Miles Carullo. Hi, Lori. I remember Lori. Okay, hi, Lori. So, some thyroid issues. Okay. Can you put your hand over the area where there's an issue? And thanks for the heart, by the way. It's a nice big heart in the live chat. Okay, we're giving some light to your thyroid, but then there's also some lower abdominal issues. So you're probably already aware of that, which is okay then. Just if you weren't aware of it, then you can get it checked out to make sure it's nothing serious. That also affects the lower back, and you also have quite a lot of tightness in the shoulders. You may want to seek a massage or have a loved one just get deep in there for you. I feel like I want to put a knuckle in there. Okay, Lori. Also, to help your thyroid sing as best as you can. It doesn't have to be nice singing. Other people don't have to hear it if it isn't nice singing. I have a feeling you might actually have a decent singing voice, but do some singing positive type songs, and that'll help. Thank you, Lori. And who's next here? Thank you for all the new people joining, and you're welcome to write in to get some messages or healing. Please send some healing to heart and throat. So that's Rena. Okay, hi Rena. So let's do that. So there is something actually spiritual tied around your throat area. So I'm working on loosening that up. And so you might feel, Rena, you might feel sometimes when you're speaking or being spoken to that you're squeezing this area, or that it's being squeezed. So as if when somebody's saying something not nice to you, you almost feel like they're strangling you or tying you by a rope. There's sort of this rope thing going on. When you speak, especially when you're going to say nice things or valuable things or compliments, compliment people even unnecessarily. When you see them, get in the habit of complimenting them on anything that you can find positive about them in that moment. You look good, or nice lipstick, or I haven't seen you in that outfit, or just anything that you can think of. It might help to, it's going to help to loosen this area up. And then you'll get that feeling that when you're speaking that there isn't anything inhibiting, because right now there's something that feels like it's inhibiting your full voice, getting your full expression out. So start with complimenting, because that's really safe to do. And then there'll be that feeling of this starting to loosen up for you. You've already got the process started. So when you say really nice and beautiful words, and especially if it's not, I mean, sometimes it's harder to say really spiritual type things, but if you just say regular type compliments, those are really safe. And so that you can feel the safety of your voice and the speaking, and then whatever has been done to you karmically by having this will start to release. So thank you, Rena. And Jenna Kaplan. That's Susie's daughter. Hi, Jenna. Any healings and messages that come your way? Yeah, so let's see what we got for Jenna here. So Jenna's intellectual first, so things get overthought. Okay, and there's worry. So there's some worry, and then there's some overthinking that happens because of the worry. And I think, Jenna, the main message here is to know that you're safe, to feel the safety of the love that's around you, the support with your family, and there's more than support than just your family. There's a lot of nice support around you. Some of it you know of and you see, and some of it you don't. But just to remember that you're safe is such an important aspect of being able to succeed in the world. So it's a really strange phenomenon, right? We have to think, okay, no, I'm not there yet. I have to strive and I have to get somewhere else in order to reach success. But there's a little secret that if we know that we're safe, that we have a security blanket inside, if our heart is at ease, then we act from a place of ease rather than a place of striving. We already know that we have goals, and we'll start working towards those goals in a much more enriched and comfortable way within ourselves. And actually the success is greater when we already know inside that it can't get that bad because we have love and we have support and all of our most basic needs are met. And often we take that for granted, and then it just, all of our focus is on what we have to do next and our goal and worries about it and things like that. So remembering the things that you're not worried about, taking time for that, feeling at ease there. So I'm trying to help to bring you to that place. I'm finding that place within myself, and we can all do that together. Just find that place inside ourselves where everything is okay and everything is comfortable. And there is a place that does exist inside of all of us who are not in dire straits, who actually have a home and are able to eat our next meal, that we don't have to worry about where our next meal is coming from. We have clothing. Just have those basic essentials, and we're safe in that sense. We're also safe in a deeper sense that there is a consciousness, that which is aware of our thoughts, that which is aware of our body, sitting and breathing, for example, that which is aware of anything. That thing that is aware actually isn't harmed by anything that happens in life. Right? So if we're able to be aware that we're worried, for example, or aware that our mind is busy, that awareness that our mind is busy or that we're worried or that the body is sitting and breathing isn't affected by anything. So it is a place inside us that is safe, that is unharmed and unaffected. But it isn't ourself, it isn't a self, it's something that moves and shifts and isn't under control ultimately. So let's not get mistaken by that, or there are a lot of teachings out there these days that say that that's your real self, which isn't so. Okay, so let's see who's next. So we got Jenna, and then Flow, Glow, Grow. Oh, that's Neelam. Hi, Neelam. All right, so some guidance and messages for Neelam. So there's a keep it simple message for Neelam. Neelam, you have a lot of beautiful energy, but it's up here and around in this area, and it's very much involved in guides and things like that. And although it's nice to have guides, and there are two directions with guides, okay? One direction is the direction of I'm gonna go up and be there with them, and that's more where you are. And then the other direction is because I have guidance and because there's lots of light in me, I'm safe to come back and feel what's really here, any of the difficulty, suffering, that we're actually not going to escape it, and just similar to the message with Jenna, but in this case, that we can feel safe in our body because we know that we're protected and guided. So the message is to come back to the body, come back to the mind, And there's a tendency, even if you notice a feeling or you're being mindful, that you might notice it and then you just kind of go back up into this right place, right? And so the mind escapes. It doesn't really want to feel some of the suffering that's there. And ultimately, the true way out of our suffering and our difficulties is right through it. We have to face it, because eventually it'll just we're going to have to be immersed in it at some point. It'll catch up to us at some point. So it's best when it's safe and there's guidance and we have good teachings available to come back to that body and sense the coarseness of it. Sense that it isn't a perfect thing, and then be able to see the emotions arising and falling from there with your mindfulness practice. Mindy Silver, hi Mindy. Some healing to your brother and sister-in-law. Mindy Silver, so this might be Mindy Zeifman. Okay, so got you. So it's your brother and sister-in-law Zeifman who are suffering with cancer. Okay, I'm sorry. So please picture them together, maybe sitting on a couch or something. We'll send a little light their way. There's a lot of worry with your brother. I think that your brother, maybe could you recommend to him to put on guided meditations or even delta wave music on YouTube, to just lay there and listen to delta wave music, which is good for relaxing the brain and putting it in nicer states. Because there's a lot of worry there. Your sister-in-law is a little bit stronger and poised and can handle this, can work with this, be okay. Okay, so Mona Lisa. So I'm getting you to be quite strong and picture your friend for me. Who am I missing? Gabby? Okay, I'll come back to Gabby in a moment. Thank you, Libby. And this is from Mona Lisa's friend. So first of all, let me connect with Mona Lisa. Or Mona Lisa. And then picturing your friend. As long as we have the use of our heart, whether we don't have the use of extremities, if we have the use of our heart, then we can still do amazing, wonderful, touching, and very important things in our life. That's the key ingredient. And I don't know if he believes this, but life continues at the end of this body. And the higher the quality of the heart, then he's going to have so much ability for movement beyond anything you can imagine as this life progresses and into the next life. You know, even as this life progresses, the ability, as you're noticing here, to teleport, not physically, but teleport mentally, and be able to go anywhere you like and make connections, it's still available, even if this physical body is failing us. So we've got Jen R. What I'm going to ask is, I'm going to try to connect with Jen, but just what makes it easier for me and quicker for me is in the message, if you can write your full name. That will help a lot. But especially if you don't have a profile picture, anything in specific that I can connect with. So let's leave Jen R for now because I'm having trouble making a connection until you provide your full name, unless you just did. Okay, Jen Rooney, Shelley Rooney's daughter. Thank you for that. Nice and quick, and we'll get to that now. Okay, Jen, you have a blocked chakra in the lower sacral area, in this area here, just below the belly. And what's happening with that is there's a lot of congested energy in there. And you actually have an ability to release it. Once you release this, a lot of brightness is going to make its way up into your body, and you're going to feel rejuvenated and so much lighter and brighter and happier and giddy. But there's a lot congested in that lower area. So one of the ways to work with that is you need to do physical exercise for that area. Different yoga postures help to stretch that area. Also, I'm seeing you doing twists and stretching back and things like that. And Shelley is a Reiki healer. So Shelley, you might even want to not just put your hand there or hover there, but even shake the area, and even from the back, which is harder, to sort of bang on the area to get that area moving. So I'm just asking my guidance to when that happens, and when some of the exercises are being done to open up that area and free it up, asking my guidance to help direct Shelley to make the right movements and things and sounds so that we get that area decongested, and then all that potential makes its way out the body. Here's Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Can you send some healing to my dad? His arthritis and inflammation in his body, particularly knee pain. That can be really painful, yeah. So a lot of this is related to diet. So if he can get his diet in check, that'll certainly help. It's also quite saddening for him. So there's actually a message coming in that, I don't know if you can slide this in some way because it involves you, but if he can, whenever he thinks about how it's painful and debilitating and he can't do, things that he used to do, if he can think about some of how wonderful his family is, if he can do that, then he can get himself out of some of the ruts that he can get himself into with this stuff. And he has to work on his diet. Tell him that happiness can come from so many different places and try to explore that. And I think that'll help as well for him to open up to the possibility of happiness from so many different things. I think that happiness will go a long way for the pain. And here's another Lauren. Here's Anne. Hi, Anne. So Anne's next here. Send healing for the relationship between her and her ex. Okay. So, Anne, can you picture your ex in your mind? And I'd like you to picture him smiling, and I'd like you to picture him with a sphere of light around him. Bright golden light or bright white light. Actually, what I'm sensing is that he has some challenges, not quite special needs, but he has some mental challenges. And there's there's some dark energy up around here, so I'm just going to help to clear some of that up for you. And then any animosity there from his end, I feel like is going to diminish as he ages and as the wear and tear of the body and aches and pains happen. Passion and vigor towards issues or disagreements start to dissipate. It becomes hard to keep that up.
Gabby's next.
Who's next?
Gabby.
Gabby. I'll try to find Gabby. Do I have to move up along the list to find her? Hi Jess, I'm not quite sure what I'm going through right now. Thank you for this healing session. I think that's Gabby. Okay, thanks Gabby. Gabby, if you're still there, I hope you are. Can I have either a profile picture or a last name? Oh, Gabby LUC. I got it now. Thank you. Got it, got it. So there's it's not a heavy heart. There's like a blockage in front of the heart. I'm going to try to lift that. There's nothing you need to do, Gabby. Just smile. Actually, you know what could help? What you can do, Gabby, is if you picture a big, huge smile, like a big, huge, happy smile, and then bring that down to the heart area. So it's as if this smile is happening inside the chest, like a big smiley emoji, a goofy one, happening inside of the chest. That might just have enough power with my help. To release some of this here. So the message I'm getting for you, Gabby, is that there's some stuff from when you were quite young regarding parenting and regarding feeling like you had a really strong structure of what being a good person is like. And even though you are a good person, you might have broken that code that you had with yourself. And then you're carrying this weight of feeling like, I've disappointed myself, or I've disappointed my parents, even though that's pretty much illusory, it's not even real, but because you felt like you had a code or something instilled in you since you were quite young about what being good and bad are, you feel that you've violated that. And so you're blocking yourself a little bit and carrying that weight. So hopefully that can help to see that it's illusory, and that you can still bring a bright smile inside. And you're going to need to work on loving kindness exercises for yourself. So metta meditations. I have a few on my YouTube channel. You can get started with that. You can also, if you don't already, join Salima's Om Sundays once a month and these types of things, these guided meditations, especially when they're aimed at self-love.
The next person is Liz Fox.
Liz Fox.
From Bishop Organizing.
Okay, let me find that here. I'm seeing all these nice messages as I'm scrolling up. So
at the bottom.
It's at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for resending. That makes it easy. So, oh, there's Liz Fox. Okay, I got behind. Thank you, Libby. Okay, Erno has Alzheimer's. Oh, that's very difficult. My grandmother's had, one of my grandmothers died of Alzheimer's, and the other grandmother has had it for, believe it or not, almost 20 years, was early diagnosed and put on the right medications. and has had a lot of love and support, and is still alive at 94 with Alzheimer's. And I'd like to do I'm going to send some light out for Erno, and I'd like to send some light out for you too, Liz Fox, because this is a difficult period for you as the memories start to fade. But what I can assure you is that I disagree with a lot of people that say, oh, you know, they've lost all their faculties and they don't remember anything. I wouldn't want to be alive if I was in that case. The essence is still there. And even though the brain isn't functioning very well, there'll be these moments where you're sitting with them, even as the failing starts to happen more and more, where you just know that they're there. You can sense that they're there, and even though they might not even, I mean, you have to prepare yourself for the potential of forgetting who you are. They forget who you are, but they don't really. They forget your name, they forget the specific relationship, but there's something in there for a long time, until the very, very end, where they just know you're one of their people, and they're happy you're with them. And if you have that sense that you can connect and know and just get a sense that their presence is there. Now I realize that this is first in the future, but I don't know if I'm going to get the chance to talk to you at that time, if it sorts, you know, if the worst starts to happen and the memories get that bad, then to just recognize that the essence is still there, the heart is still there, and we can't give up on these people. We have to be there and with them, and they can really sense. They won't know the specifics with the wording of what you're saying, but they get the feel that, oh, they're talking about family, or there's memories now, and these types of things. So it's important to know that and realize that. And that's really where we connect anyway, is on a deeper level of connection and a connection of the heart. So that really the talking is superfluous, and those of us who've been on silent retreat, I'm holding one, it's a Zoom one, coming up soon, but I hold them every year, usually in person. But if you've been on silent retreat, you can feel that there's all these people around you, and you feel love for them, and you can feel their love for you. And you don't even need to talk, you don't even need to know their name. It's very, very special. So just some thoughts for you as you move through this journey. Good luck in this journey, and I wish you all the best in a difficult journey ahead, but it can be very, very touching and an opportunity for you to do some of the most good that you've done in your life, which is a wonderful opportunity. So please take that opportunity to connect.
The next person is Lauren.
Lauren? I'm looking. I see Danielle. I'll do Danielle first, and then I'll try to find Lauren who can help me. And so Danielle's looking for the end of her degree and what is to come next. All right. Well, what is to come next? Immediately as I close my eyes, I've got you in this huge lecture hall. So I might be biased, but that's what I see. I sense a lot of potential in you, because not only are you intelligent, but you're confident and loving, and you're working on your deeper spiritual connection too. So you seem to be getting all that stuff is making its way into order, and going to make a very rich existence for you as you continue. So let's send blessings to that. You're going to, just a word of advice, you're going to reach these situations where you feel that your job security is not going to be safe by some of the things you feel you need to say that are important, maybe for the future of education, or things that your students need to hear. And you're going to hit some crossroads where, like, if I cross over this, I could lose my job. But then at the same time, it might create the publicity necessary to really be helpful in some movements. So I am on the side of cheering the bravery and doing what you believe is truly right and important, and also making a name for yourself, even if it can lead to some stressful and some unknown periods that happen. I think overall it's going to be not the easiest path if you take that path, but it's going to be an important one. So cheering you along for that. There was another Lauren, okay, and husband. I see and husband from Lauren, so I'm gonna make my way up here. Here we go. I'm a friend of Karen Kaufman's. Okay, hi Lauren, welcome. And hoping for, okay, so let me send some light to, you can picture your kids for a moment, and that's easy to send some light to them. You have so much love for them, so it just sort of goes right from you to them. I just don't really need much help there, but I'll send some light to them directly. And then stomach issues. So please put your hand over the area of the stomach, and I'd also like you to put your hand on your back, behind where the stomach issue is. And regarding the stomach issue, it's related to a relationship with the man and some of these suppressing frustrations and things like that. So if you can talk that out, or maybe seek a Reiki healing and get an opportunity within a lot of light to talk that out, and reach a state of peace and comfort and seeing the positives in that relationship, and letting go some of the painful stuff that's like a knot in there, then that's going to help the stomach too. So good luck with that journey, Lauren.
Next person is Rajan at the bottom.
Just sending a little light to Lauren's husband as she requested. Please picture him for a moment. Picture him shining. There we go. Who's next, Libby? Red. And then she reposted. Okay. Vedahi. Okay, so let's go with, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, Vaidehi. Baradia, okay. So some messages for yourself and healing for your uncle, Kishore. Okay, so first some healing for Uncle Kishore. If you can picture him for me, please. Again, your uncle is very, very tight. It's tight in the face and tight in the front. His abdomen as well. There's a lot of tightness in the front, so he needs massage. Actually, in the front, not just the back, head and face massage. He needs to loosen up all these areas. Maybe learning meditations where they teach you to relax. I do some of these. You might be able to find them on my website. Relaxing the face, relaxing down the body, picking a spot in the body and relaxing it all the way down the body. He needs to do some of that work, and that'll help the healing process, and even the treatment and the medication will be more, relaxed body will facilitate the healing and work in a complementary way. And messages for you by day. So not just your uncle, but it does feel like a lot of your happiness and a lot of your energy is related to others and how they are and how they're feeling. Not just how they're feeling about you, but actually their physical health, their mental health. You seem to be, your attention is out at the other people in your life and hoping that things go well for them. And of course, we all hope that things go well for them, and we'd all like everything to be wonderful for everybody, but it's just, this is the human realm, not the angel realm, and it's actually impossible. And so you're actually making your own aura and own energy weaker by sending out so much concern and worries for other people. And that's, you know, a good person with a good heart sometimes ends up tired and I'm feeling uncomfortable, and you can even get snippy with people and things like that because your energy is depleted from being concerned about other people, children, and of course your uncle and others too. I feel like for your whole life you've been worried about other people. And it's bringing that energy, starting with one breath, bringing that energy back in and not letting it out so much to other people and other situations, but being firm inside your own heart and inside your own body. And you know, we have to teach ourselves to swim first before we can help other people and stop the drowning. So coming back in, starting with that one breath. And then from there, being with your own body. So even if you do exercise or stretches and things, to not be focused on the TV or on the music, but being there in the body while you do it will help you connect you back and bring some of the energy back. Also putting your bare feet on the earth. Okay.
Next person is Leila.
Leila? Okay. Let me find Leila.
Next to Rogen.
Okay. We'll get there. So here's Lori. We did Lori. Here's Robin. Oh, here's Leila. So healing for Mom, who's going to be having surgery soon. Please picture your mom after the surgery, feeling healthier and healed and getting her energy back. Picture you holding her hand and the two of you smiling at each other. There's some issues and tightness in this area. This chakra, the solar plex chakra, is quite blocked in your mom. So she might want to, at some point before or after the surgery, to receive Reiki to help unblock the energy in this area and figure out what's wrong. It's not for me to do that right now because she isn't the one here. So in case anything is private about it. Robin, just some overall blessings? Come on, let's get specific. Okay, overall blessings are nice, but they're not as fun for the listeners, right? All right. All right, I'll give some overall blessings and then I'll find some stuff. So Robin, tonal sounds to open up the throat. Making these types of noises. And improvisational sound. So just making sounds and letting them go anywhere they want. Everybody want to do this together for a minute? Let's just do this together for like 20 seconds. So you can start with any noise. You might want to start with the same one as me and then branch off. Yeah. That'll help to clear the throat chakra for everyone. And lots of light making its way out to all of you during that exercise. Michael Kaplan asking for healing light to his family, unselfish guy that he is. Hi, Michael. Jenna's still nice and bright from what happened a few moments ago. Susie. And Jake, watch the back of your neck. You might need to do some massage or working to get the head up. Hopefully it's not because of this, but there's some issues in the back of the head and the neck to get straightened out. Let's see who's next. Chalita. Chanita. Okay, let's find that. Okay. We'll get to everybody, not to worry. Slowly but surely, we're going to get to everybody if you stay tuned. And hopefully there's some helpful advice, and there's definitely lots of light going out to everybody that's still listening. So you can meditate along or just enjoy this as we go. And let's see who I can find next here.
Just before Michael.
Just before Michael? I'm not sure where that is anymore. Oh, there's Shamita. Okay, thanks, Livy. I'd appreciate some healing for hives that I've been experiencing for the last few years. Okay, thank you, Shamita. Let's work on these hives then, right? Hey, you're also, so I'm working on the hives, and you've also got a message too, and this is good practice for anybody with pain or itch. So if you feel that they get itchy or painful, to try to separate the itch or the pain, discomfort, from the actual body. So you can sense that there's a body sitting there or a particular area of the body, so let's say it's on the arm. And so we're sitting here and we've got some pain. We've got some pain a little bit. Okay, that's maybe too far. So we've got some pain in our so we've got some pain in our back, or we have some pain first, a lot of us, and then we've got some pain. Let's say we've got a rash over here, okay? And let's say it's painful or it's itchy. So if it's painful or if it's itchy, we can sense that there's the actual arm, and we can relax that. And then there's the pain or the itch. And if we spend some time with that, we'll find that the pain or the itch is like an aura or an energy field that's hovering around the body, but it isn't the body. And it comes in and it goes and it changes in severity. It's never the same in 2 moments. And the amazing thing is when we get interested in the relationship between the body and the pain, rather than just disliking the pain, needing to fix it, then some miraculous things can happen. One thing that can happen, certainly, is the pain disappears or the itch disappears and it doesn't become a problem. And often when that energy field isn't there anymore, then the physical manifestation of that energy field, like the hives or whatever, can significantly reduce as well. So just getting in touch with the aspects of what's there can do a lot for the symptoms. And I would imagine you do have discomfort quite a bit, and you can use this exercise. Not just always trying, I mean, we do have to put on ointment and do what we have to do, of course, but take some periods to really examine what's here instead of trying to fix it. Just be with it, and that can sometimes be really, really powerful. I have some amazing stories of how that has helped me and helped other people, but I better get to more healings, and we can get to that another time, maybe in one of my classes. Okay. So there's Lila, there's Shamita, Lori, Michael, Whedon, Monaco, and Blow, Bro. We worked on already. There's Danielle. Who's that? Salima's mom. Okay. Hi, Mom. I just call her Mom. We do that in Thailand. For all of you that don't know, I'm in Thailand here, and if the noise is bad, if there's a lot of noise that you hear in the background, that's because I'm outside. And okay. So we're outside here by the sea and the hills, and it's nice for me, and also the internet's better up here, so that's why there's some background noise. So sorry about that. And okay, Mom, what can we do for you? So, right, I heard that you lost your sister. I'm sorry about that. And she's far away, and with COVID situation, they're not able to go there. So let's take a moment to make sure that she rests in peace and her transition is a beautiful one. And then let's send some light to Mom as well. But you have gone through plenty of things in your life, and you've fought through difficulties in your own body, and you're a survivor and a winner. And I have no doubt that you're going to get through this process shining bright and smiling, and of course, needless to say, thankful for all the blessings you have in your life that are still with you. Okay, Kishan, thank you for joining. Tejal.
The next person is Jessica Pollock.
Jessica Pollock, okay. Behalf of Rochelle. Oh, okay. I know Shelly. Hi, Shelly, and hi, Jessica. Hopefully you're both there. Ruminating. Stop worrying and ruminating. Sounds good, Jessica. First of all, I'm going to send some light to Jessica, who's bashfully not wishing for anything for herself quite yet. The amazing thing about healing light and guidance is definitely with the healing light, it doesn't matter if we care about it, want it, not want it. Jessica, you're going to, okay, you do want it. You're going to feel lighter, happier, giddier. Your body is going to feel a little lighter. When you walk off a little later on, you might even have some nicer, happier thoughts that seem a little unusually content or out of character, just from receiving a moment of blessings. And let's do that work for Shelly. How many of us here would love to stop worrying and ruminating, right? I can't make you stop worrying and ruminating, but I can help to put your body and mind at ease for a few moments, and then it's up to you to be mindful when that ruminating begins or the worrying starts, to catch it and notice that that's there. And then just let it fall away without feeding it. That has to be your work. But what I can do is hit the reset button and just give you a moment, if you connect with me, of comfort and peace. And let's do this not just for Shelley. Well, we're going to do it specifically for Shelley, but we're also going to do it for everybody. Let's just take a moment, because I'd be happy to do a moment of meditation here. Just less than a minute, to just spend a moment in peace together. And if you can connect with the peace that I'm connecting with, so if you can connect with me and just sense that there's some peace or some quiet here in me and around me, then you'll be able to sense it in yourself. That which is able to sense peace and silence is peaceful and is silent. So although there might be worry and thought in the foreground, we're connecting with something deeper. Thank you. I enjoyed that rest. Hopefully some of you did too. And let's get back to the healing. So, hi Steve. A little bit of sadness in the heart. Any guidance would be appreciated. So this is for Steve. Because Steve is a mindfulness student, the guidance is far more directed at the mindfulness and a reminder to just absolutely let that sadness be. And then if you can sense the sadness there, just letting it be, then you can get a sense that the sadness doesn't really belong to anybody. See, it only belongs to anybody when our mind is busy, because then we make up a self and we make up a problem and we feel a connection with the sadness. It feels very intimate. We're intimate with it. But after a while, the sadness can just be like something sitting, a heavy little thing like this crystal here, like a heavy little thing just sitting there. This camera up a little bit, I can see it's a little off. Okay. Just bringing this like a little thing in front of us, and it's just sitting there, this little weight. And when we're able to even just have a moment or two of being able to connect with it, where we're not thinking about anything, just for one split second, we can have a moment where we're not thinking about anything, and we can just sense that here is an object. We call it sadness, but here is an object, right there in the chest, or lower chest. And we just sense it there, and let it, just see it as it actually is. And when we see it as it actually is, it doesn't belong to anybody. It isn't anybody's sadness, it's just sadness. And then it moves and it changes, and we don't hold it there when we don't have the stories about it. And it just fades away. And it might come back, and then we don't touch it, we let it be just as it is. And if it feels it's somewhat permanent, like if it feels like it's hanging out for a while, then we can take the opportunity to do the exercise I just mentioned. But sometimes, if we have the right mindfulness towards it, where we just sense that it's there and we do nothing about it, then it isn't fed and it just disappears on its own. But sometimes it hangs out there, and we get an opportunity to do a little exercise with it, where we can see that this is just an object. It's just like that crystal, or just like the table in front of us. It's a bit of a moving object, but it's just an object. There's nowhere in that feeling of sadness where that sadness is saying, hey, you're mine. I'm part of Steve, or I'm part of Leela, or Gabby, or Jatal, or Rajan. And I'm part of you. There's nowhere in it that that's what it's saying. You see, that's somewhere else where we tell ourselves the story. It just is what it is. It's not bad. It's not that it shouldn't be there or anything like that. It's just what happens. Okay, Cindy Bain. Hi, Cindy. All right. So what can we do for Cindy? So Cindy, there's a lot of light around you. It's really shiny and it's really happy in there. And that's a wonderful blessing to have, but I want that to be a message of a lot of the good work that you've done in this life, and a lot of the good decisions that you've made, and then I want you to come back into the body where it's more difficult, where it's less comfortable. Especially for a lot of us who do healing work, and a lot of us listening now do healing work, I'm quite aware of that. That because the healing feels nice, and the light and the shininess and the high vibration feels nice, a lot of that, some of it might be going through us, a lot of it is out in our outer aura. And so the temptation is to go out to meet it, right? And we even learn that in religion, like move to the light. But let's wait till death to move to the light. And let's be here with this body and mind, because that's where the real learning in the end of suffering comes. When we're out with the light, it's only temporary, and then once we've enjoyed it for a while, with certainty something is going to happen in our lives that makes us feel pain and suffering and all these things. And then we try to reach for the light, reach for angels, reach for God, and it's just so hard to find it. It's so hard to feel it when there's something really difficult or painful. And so we need to get in touch and more and feel these feelings and be in this body while it's still safe and things aren't going that badly in our lives, as practice for when we're not going to be able to. So the light is wonderful, but not ultimately reliable. We have to rely on ourselves. We have to be able to be okay with there being different difficult feelings that come up. And so a movement back into the body, we know that we're safe because you've seen it. There's lots of light with you and around you, supporting you. And that's part of the message, that they're here and supporting you. And continue to come back again and again and again to sense this body. And when you sense this body and its movements in that, you'll be much closer to the emotions that come, and some of the difficult ones that have been hiding in there for a while, ready for release.
Next person is Kishore. Just because the
Okay, so let's find the next person. We had Cindy Kishore.
just because
Send healing and love to you. Oh, I'd love to. That's a great message. So Kishore Marar at Tejal, actually. Okay, so let's send love and healing to Tejal. Tejal, put your hands over your heart, please. And all of us that are listening now, can we all just take one moment and say the phrase in our minds, I send love and light to myself. I send love and light to Tejal for this moment. So we're all sending our love to you now. making a very special moment. Many blessings to you, Tejal. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you can feel all that light that's making its way around you, and keep watching, and you'll feel a lot of the special stuff that's going on as we continue this live stream. Hi, Shira. Shira's a good student and good friend, enrolling in lots of classes recently and getting diligent and making some breakthroughs in her meditation and practice. The light, there's light at the end of the tunnel is the message for Shira, and that means something quite different than we like to think of it, right? Like at death, or we have to go out to be with God and these types of things. Light at the end of the tunnel means after seeing all these worries, insecurities, difficulties that are starting to emerge, that the light is at the end of the tunnel. That it's getting through all of this stuff where there's a true and genuine light, where we're not holding or trying to keep to nice states and beautiful beings and try to just hold to that because it's rough in here. Right now we're getting back to all that stuff that keeps coming up and feeling uncomfortable, and was this a right decision, and why did I do that, or why do I feel this way, or oh no, and all these different things. We have to be there with that stuff. We have to be brave to be there with that stuff and see it coming and see it going and grow and learn and start to become more and more of an observer that just lets those things happen without meddling. And then there's truly the light at the end of that tunnel, a term that is often misunderstood as leaving the body, when that can only be temporary. We're always going to come back to a body and mind that suffer if we don't make our way right through the suffering, right through that tunnel to the genuine light, to genuine freedom. Let's see who we got next. Susan. Let's do healing for Susan's throat. Hi, Susan, by the way. Susan, lots of warm, soothing drinks without milk. And avoiding cold. And even letting that area sweat. So even wrapping a scarf around it when you don't need it. Just so that the area is warm and sweats. Thank you for all the thank yous. I'm feeling lots of thank yous. Anupa. Messages and healing for you and your father, Rebel. Okay, welcome, Anupa. Oh, Anupa, you have, I don't know if you practice much meditation in this lifetime, but boy, you have meditation skills. So I don't know if you've been working on them much lately or not, but you have an ability to really bring the mind to a still place. I'd love to be able to coach you with mindfulness, which is something different, but that you have a really good foundation to thrive and get to that light that I'm talking about. But you do have beautiful meditative abilities. I don't know if you know that you can make your mind still quite easily. It's almost like all you have to do is like picture thoughts as like drops in water, and then into a still lake, and they just come in and they radiate, and then the lake is still again. Wonderful. Some blessings for your father. He is a very kind daughter. I have a feeling that your father would work, if he doesn't already, he would work well with chanting. You might want to ask him if there's any chants that he learned within his religion or outside of the religion. I do Buddhist chanting, but to repeat different chants that make him feel alive and well. I know some very nice chants that I could recommend that I know from Buddhism and from Hindu religions. Those are the ones that I'm most familiar with the chanting. But like the Ganesha Vakratantu Mahakai is a beautiful chant that you can do. But if he already has a chant within or outside of his religion, whatever it might be, that he enjoys or enjoyed when he was a child, that we might want to keep repeating that. And here's Shelley. Oh, Shelley, we spoke with Jen earlier. Now let's do Shelley. The camera is cutting off my head a little bit. I'm not sure what to do about that. Let's see if that helps. Oh, that helps somewhat. Okay. So Shelley, Shelley is a mindfulness student of mine. By the way, if anybody wants to enroll in my mindfulness classes, I have one starting August 26th. So I'm going to write a message here to go to jesskaufman.com insight class. And you can get information and register about the next class, which starts August 26th. Shelley, what I want you to do is gain more samadhi, which is becoming more of a stable observer of your body and mind. So I want you to do that in a way where it isn't this breathing or trying hard kind of thing. I want it to just be like la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. So remember the example that I've given, I can give it to all of you now even. You take your finger and you just put it on a hard object, like the table I have here. I can do that. And then you just feel the contact point of your finger on the table. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep my attention at this contact point. And then you can notice immediately, hopefully you can notice immediately that your attention leaves. It might go to your head, trying, and you feel that you actually left the contact point, you went to your head, trying. Or you went to think about something else, like, okay, yeah, I'm with the contact point, or should I notice my finger or the table? Right? And you realize that in that moment, you weren't with the finger or the table. And then, so what you do is you just sort of, it's a game where you get to notice if you can notice where your mind went other than the finger. So you put your finger there, you feel the contact, and then now my attention went to my eyes. There's some dryness in my eyes. So it went there. Then all of a sudden I felt happy. That's because I was mindful, and every mindful moment is a happy moment. So there was happiness. My attention went to the happiness. Then it went back to the contact point, and then it noticed my head move. I went to noticing the head. So each time I'm able to catch what my mind went to, or what it did other than feeling the contact point, it's like I get a point. I get a moment of being aware. So try to do that in a simple way, just like I did. Okay, there we go, mine went here. Okay, there we go, it left the finger, it went somewhere. Okay, there's the contact point again, and now it left to here. that type of exercise to build the ability to be an observer. Lois Eisen. Hi, Lois. I hope you're still here with me. I know this has been a long time so far. And anybody that I missed, I'll come back to you. I apologize if I missed it. This is my first run, and I'm not all that organized yet. Lois Eisen, feeling some sadness. Love some healing for this. It has been a long time. Hi, Livy from Lois. I'm sure you I'm sure you got to see that message. So there's Lois. We're lifting some of that sadness away, but the way to lift that sadness is become so bright and smiley inside that the sadness doesn't have any room to exist. It's sort of like when you if the sadness is just like one rock, and then you put that rock in the middle of the sun is so bright that it just dissolves into the sun. Melts away in the bright light. So let's just work to make it as bright as we can. So all of us healers here, let's send a little love and bright light to Lois. May Lois be happy and healthy and shining bright. And then try to keep more of your attention on that brightness and shining light, and then the sadness can't survive. Rhonda. Do I know her, Rhonda? I think I know her, Rhonda. Rhonda would like healing for her dad, Sid. Oh, cancer in his windpipe. Okay. This wind, right? I enjoyed Sid when we had the opportunity to spend time with him, and he came on a retreat as well. Let's send some love to him. Wow, there's a spiritual connection. There's some light that he has a connection to that for some reason was cut off. And I just looked at it. I was like, why is he cut off from that? It's right there. And as soon as I looked at it, boom, the connection returned. I'm not claiming any special abilities there. I just honestly just went, what is that? And then boom, it just connected. So all this light is rushing into him. And I suspect that should help a lot. He was a little disconnected from something, and the connection is reopened. Hopefully he can keep it that way. Blessings to Sid. Hello, my name is Yamini. Hi, Yamini. Like some guidance and healing. Okay, Yamini, hopefully you're still there. Thank you to everybody that's been waiting patiently for your healing, and I'm hoping you're enjoying some of the light that comes your way while you're involved in this. Yamini. So there's a message for Yamini to practice Om meditation. I suspect that you've become interested in that or had done some practice with that before. But that's somewhere in you, in your past, so that's going to help connect you more, not just with outside beings, yes, but just with yourself, becoming more centered. So. And then after you Om, be silent for a moment and just let that be peaceful. And then do it again. So here's how we do it. Silence, sense the peace. And then the breath we will inhale automatically. Let it inhale and notice the inhale as if it's somebody else inhaling. And then when it moves to exhale, exhale with an Om. Silent, peaceful. Watch the automatic inhale, exhale, Om. If you're not a meditator, just start with 5 minutes a day of that, okay? If you are a meditator, you might connect with deeper things changing inside you, and you might want to do that a little longer. But this is a starting point. And then if you're willing to learn mindfulness from there, mindfulness for insight, which is the essential practice for everyone, which in my 20 years of spiritual seeking and following so many different aspects of spirituality and deep meditations and retreats and spending so much time in silence and alone, spending time with great masters here in Thailand, so many different schools. It's mindfulness for insight that is the essential practice. All the other stuff can be rewarding and beautiful and fun and give us some really beautiful energies and guidance and abilities. But ultimately, these things like sadness, frustration, worries, when things are difficult in life, they come up. And none of that really can save us from any of that stuff. Only mindfulness for insight can. Okay. So, thank you. Hi, Jay. Yeah, a long time. So, Jay, being a grandparent has helped you so much. I'm so happy to see that you're somebody who had lots of worry, and you just have more places now to rest and to smile, which is so nice. Hopefully, you're keeping up your Reiki too. I think you are here and there. Thank you for joining, Jay. Lots of thank yous here. Here's Louise Moran. Please send healing for my son, Robert, for his relationships. Okay. Can you picture your son and then at least one of the relationships, one of the people in the relationships? And let's work on that. So we have Robert, the son of Louise Moran. Hi, Louise. So there's beings that are holding Robert in an embrace, in a hug. Sometimes we have to, even though we feel really strong in our opinions and feelings of the way other people are or being with us, that we just have to even say, okay, let's pretend that I'm wrong and they're right. How does it feel from their side, growing up the way they have, having the experience from they have? Let's try to understand exactly how they feel and why they feel that way, without any angst. And then we realize that doing that firstly takes a tremendous amount of strength and maturity. And when we're mature enough to be able to do that, we kind of get like oh, that's why they're that way, or that's why they feel that. And you might even sense, oh, it's just maybe That's how they love. That's all they're capable of right now. And oh, they want to be happy just like I do. And in some cases, they might be misguided about how to be happy. But that compassion and that empathy is what's necessary to heal relationships. Okay. Thank you, Louise. Hi, Holly. Hi, Holly. Hi, Jess. How do you do? I'm fine, thank you. Oh no, it was how do you let go? Okay. Holly, how do you let go? Okay. Let go is a difficult question and a long one, but there are different levels or steps to letting go. The first thing that we have to be able to let go of is one emotion once. That's the first thing, and then it builds from there as we practice. So the question gets reduced to, how do we let go of one emotion when it arises? And the answer is, we don't talk to it, we don't tell it to go away, we don't tell it that we're a radiant being and we won't be fooled by you or any of that stuff. And then we also don't feed it by playing into its tricky ways to get us thinking about the problem, right? So if we feel angry, we feel angry because that person has wronged us in some way, or why aren't things the way they should be, and this type of stuff. So we start off by having the thoughts, then the feeling comes up. And so we can notice, the first step is noticing that the feeling is separate from the thought, that we get immersed in something up here, but the underlying feeling is over here. And then what we do is we just sense that it's there. And then what we do from sensing that it's there is we just move on to whatever else we were doing. So if we were busy working, we just keep working. If we were meditating, we just keep meditating. Just notice it and move on. Then we continue to notice it as often as we can when it comes back or when a new anger arises, just this one emotion. We continue to notice it until we get more interested that it has arisen. Oh, I see it there. We get more interested in the fact that it has arisen than that it's a problem or that it's something bad. And then what happens is mindfulness starts to work automatically to just let go of it. It just arises, it's seen, and it disappears all on its own. So that's a quick explanation of the start of this process. But definitely mindfulness for insight, and taking that course again and keep working with it, checking in with doing your homework every day, building the power to do this stuff is very important. Thanks, and thanks on behalf of everybody else too, Holly, because that's important stuff. Sorry? Alice? I'm sorry, can you say it louder?
From Chile.
From Chile? Let me see if I can find what you're saying here. Okay, it looks like I'm at the bottom. I'm going to have to move up. Is it at the bottom? It's at the bottom. Do you have the same bottom as me, Libby? I have J.
Right next to him. Yes. Right next to him.
Right next to the money. Okay. I'm looking. I see Anupa. Is it around there? There's Shelly. There's Lois. Suzanna. There's Jessica. I feel like romper room. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Holly. Hi, Mona Lisa. Hi, Louise.
Yeah, you just missed
Hi, Salima. Did I just miss it? I don't see it if you're there. What's the name? Can you say it louder and then I'll tell her to...
It's Shelly.
Oh, Shelly.
It's for Alex.
So Shelly, didn't I worked on Shelly already.
It's Alex, really.
So whoever I missed, if you're still there, can you type at the bottom so I can catch you at the bottom of the chat? Can you copy and paste what you wrote earlier? And then I'll be able to see it clearly. Thank you, Holly. Sorry, Libby? Bonnie. Okay, where's Bonnie? Okay, so Bonnie's requesting messages and healing. You got it. Hi, Rajan. Okay, Bonnie first. Let's connect with Bonnie. The first message for Bonnie is that you need to coat your stomach. So, I don't know what it's called, like antacid, but that thick liquid. I'm not sure what that is, but there's an acidic issue. So there's that thick liquid, there's that awful Pepto-Bismol one, that pink one, but I'm getting a white one that's similar to that. We have that in Thailand, right? We need that white, thick milk liquid that helps with antacid issues. You need to have quite a lot of that, maybe for 3 or 4 days in a row to make some acidity subside. And let's send you some light as well around you. And just working on keeping you healthier, beautiful connections you have with some of your family, and the focus on all those good things is really helpful in healing for you. With this acid issue, try to also stay away from acidic foods if you can. And lime and lemon are actually basic. People think they're acidic, but they act as a base once they're in your body. And also yin foods are very helpful, like the yin and yang. So cool foods like cantaloupe and different melons are also really helpful. I feel like I just said, oh, I love cantaloupe. I feel like, I'm not sure if you said that, but I heard you saying that in my mind. So that's a good one. That can help. Okay, Maheen has another request. Sister-in-law. And then she's worried about her husband or her brother in Africa. So let's help her in her worries. Her name is Salma. Okay. Let's help Salma. So picturing Salma at ease, please, Marley. And another message coming for you, Marley, as we do this, that be a secret lover and admirer of your family, even when you're not talking to them. And even if in any cases where they're not happy with each other, or not happy with you, you have a turbulent family, to just be a secret lover and sender of light to all of them, quietly, secretly. You don't have to tell them. In fact, you don't even tell them. Wonderful. Just going to connect with Rajan and send some blessings to Rajan. Thank you for still being here with me. Rajan is in Nepal, a very holy place indeed. I've been once and just loved it. Unfortunately, at the time, I wasn't quite a meditator yet. I was just starting. I just had my first meditation lessons. So I'd love to go back, being able to absorb what I can now. So this is for Rajan. Deeply relax. So Rajan, when you're doing any meditation or any exercises, the message is to ask yourself, okay, I'm starting to relax, but can I relax more? And then when you relax a little more, I'm going to do it with you now because it feels nice that we can all do this. So we can relax. And then can I relax more? And if we ask this question not to our heads, but if we ask this question of our body, then the mind can actually just relax a little bit more. And then we take that for a bit, and then we ask again. And we ask again. And we can get more and more peaceful without, without squeezing or holding or trying to hold the mind still. So if there's any tension in this area, that's not quite right. Just kind of relax even more. And then being okay with whatever level of relaxation that causes, whether it's a lot or a little or not at all. Just okay with that. And then you can pose the question again. Just a personal meditation for you. And it might have helped a few of you as well, so you're welcome to do that. I've learned lots of tricks for meditations over the years. So if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. And if any of your friends have hit the subscribe buttons, any new people, then you get credit towards future classes. So has it been 2 hours already? All right, we're on a roll. Who's next? Shelley. Your daughter Alex would greatly appreciate guidance or messages. Okay. Shelley, who was Jen? Let's work on Alex here. Hi Alex, by the way, if you're there listening, happy to be with you, happy to share some love with you. Alex is someone that needs to hear the words "I love you." It goes very far for Alex. Alex, I love you. Everyone, I love you. Libby, I love you. That was really quiet. Libby's a bit camera shy. Uh-oh, I got the evil eye with a big smile. Actually, Alex, even though you're much older, like not a child, there's a message that you could do even just temporarily with a teddy bear. You know, just giving it a big squeeze and a big hug. You got a lot of love built up in there. So let's get that out. Dylan. Hi, Dylan. Yeah, stress at work. So Dylan's requesting help or advice regarding stress at work. Okay, so the advice that's coming for you is recognize that in the type of work environment that you're in, stress is absolutely normal. Like that's part of the job. When you signed on to be like, this is going to be my job, you basically signed on to, there's going to be a bunch of stress. That was part of your signature on the dotted line. And in some way, I think you might already be feeling it, that you signed on for that, right? So when the stress happens, one of the interesting things that happens is we can't help it, is we feel a friction towards it, like it shouldn't be this way, or it needs to be different than it is. But instead, just like a calming thing for you is going to be, when you're feeling the stress at work, just be like, this is exactly how this job is. So a sense of just sort of acceptance that, of course, it's stressful, of course. This is exactly how it's actually just is, exactly where I am now, is stressful. And that's part of it, that's how it is. So just like a recognition of and an acceptance of the fact that this is completely normal for the surroundings and for what I've chosen. And just that can help to open up another dimension inside you that's more okay with the way things are. This is just the way that it is now. And it's exactly the way it actually kind of is supposed to be. We can't say that the world is a perfect, wonderful place and everything should be wonderful. It's just not the way that the world is. But that place is just exactly as it's just as it. You can look at it in a beauty, in a sense, and it's just, at a risk of sounding corny, that this is just exactly how it's supposed to be in one of these places. If you were going to do a movie about that place and depict that place, that's how it would be, right? So it's a perfect depiction of how it is. And just the piece, hopefully a lot of you are resonating with this, just the piece of, okay, it's so normal. So I had a situation recently, for example, like lots of different things happen in life where somebody wasn't happy with how I reacted to something, and they were upset with me. And I could feel this, I don't like when people don't like me or are upset with me, and so I felt this feeling. And then this thing came over me where it's like, you know what? People not happy with you or things not going your way right now, that just has to happen. It's just so normal. It's just so part of what it is to be a human in this world. And that type of understanding and that type of acceptance brings a smile and a peace, not to the stress, but sort of behind the stress, around the stress. So hopefully that's helpful for you. And then you have to do your best to not bring the stress home and get angry at people. That's part of the, because we carry a lot of tension. So you have to figure out things that can help you relax when you get home, and just noticing if that stress is carrying over into relationships, because that can be difficult and demanding on relationships. So having a routine when you get home, sometimes like 10 minutes to unwind by yourself, or take some breaths, or if you have a hot tub, or or a sauna, or I don't know if you're in a condo where that's possible, or just like a really hot shower, these types of things, to just do something to unwind that's healthy, not alcohol. Lots of love. Thank you so much for everybody that's been joining me, and especially to those that have waited a long time for your light and for your healing. And let's see if there's anybody that I missed that might still be with us. Please remember to subscribe and sign in, and get all your friends to subscribe if you can. If we get lots of subscribers, then I'm going to keep up these events. I'd love to be able to continue doing this type of stuff, and I promise I'll get better audio, better internet, better video, and maybe even a nicer background and all that. And certainly as we continue to do this, more and more light and more guidance comes our way. So it's really going to be a special opportunity for all of us if we can keep this up. And I have to rely on you to share this and let your friends and family know that we have this opportunity. And it can't hurt, right? Even if there are people that don't believe in this stuff, there's still something that they're going to receive, a little bit of light, and planting the seeds in there for them to grow into better, more beautiful beings, spiritual beings, which we all are at our essence. We all are that at our essence. So let's see if there's anybody else that I've missed. Libby, have you noticed anybody I missed?
He wants more with us, and she told them.
So I'm going to limit it to just one, because we've gone over 2 hours. I'm just limiting it to 1 or 2 requests per person. And if you get enough people to subscribe, we're sure to have more of these events. So no need to rush it all in now. We're going to have more of these events. And the more subscribers that this yields, then the sooner I can get to it. So please help me with that. And I'm so sorry if I missed anything. What is this? I missed the last word there. This is from Vaidehi. Feet on the earth, feet on the ground, feet on the earth. If you're still there, that my request was to take your bare feet and put them right in the earth, right into nature. just looking through to see if there's anyone who hasn't requested anything yet. Or sorry, that has requested and I haven't responded. Thank you so much, Marley, and thank you for participating. Oh, the birds and the sound of life. Hi, Natasha. Thank you for joining. So you can hear the sounds of life in the background. That's reassuring. We were worried about too much background noise being interfering with all this. So I'm going to bring everybody into my arms, not really my arms, but all the beings that are here with me and helping, and just send love and light to everybody that's still here with us. I've accumulated a lot of light and a lot of merit over all the practices I've done and all the time and dedication to mindfulness and insight and to different spiritual and healing techniques. And that carries with it a lot of light and a lot of guidance. And I'd like to thank all the beings from the highest of good and the highest of wisdom, Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and all of the angels and Mother Dharani and all of the nature spirits. And I'd like to thank all the gods and deities of all the different religions who have been here helping all of us in this exercise. I'd like to thank all of you and share my merits with all of you, and then share the merits with any beings that are suffering now, whether there's a mix in happiness and suffering, like all of us human beings, and any other beings that are really, really caught in a lot of pain, turmoil, illness, disease, anger, frustration. May all beings share in the merits of my good doings and be happy and be free from suffering. May we all experience light. May we all experience forgiveness. One of the most powerful things available for the layman, for regular people, is forgiveness. And then if you'd like to learn to transcend just being this body and just being this mind, if you'd like to learn to truly transcend and see not just your true nature, but what the real truth is here about this body and mind and about this world, and rise above it and achieve the wisdom and insights required for liberation, then please go to, first of all, my master's teachings, which I've done lots of translations for. Those are free on dhamma.com, and then click English. And then secondly, if you'd like to learn mindfulness on a more interactive level, being able to ask me questions, then please go to JessKaufman/Insight class and learn of when and enroll in the next mindfulness class that we have. We also have a retreat coming up, the August, a Zoom retreat, which you can join 3 talks a day, 3 meditations a day on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of August. So you're able to join that. And if you'd like to, I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you'd like to join my email list and you haven't been on it, so that you can get informed of all the different events, then take my email address and let me know that you'd like to be on the list. So right now the email address for this is JessKaufmanChannel@gmail.com. JessKaufmanChannel@gmail.com. If you send a message there and just say you'd like to be on my email list, and then you'll get all the upcoming events. You'll be privy to that and be able to sign up early if the classes are full. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining this and being part of this experiment, and first time doing such a live stream. And so we're looking for a relationship with Tavameni. Tavameni. That name sounds like it has a very powerful meaning to it. So healing that relationship. Hopefully you're able to, I think this is going to be on video, the recording is going to be available, so you'll be able to check it later. But I did give some advice, as well as working on it energetically, some advice for healing relationships, being able to erase our side for a moment and just see it perfectly from their side as an experiment. And that sometimes automatically helps things. We do the hard work, we do the mature work. And even though they need to do it too, we do it. We're the strong one. And we do that work first and then see how that works to heal the relationship. Okay. So it looks like it's getting late and people have stopped putting in the chats, realizing that it's been a long time already, but I promise to get to all of you and to more of you next time. I hope that I didn't miss any of you. My true intent was to make sure that everybody got at least a little bit of advice, guidance, and healing. So thank you so much. Blessings to everyone. And we're going to end the live stream, and hopefully we'll be back soon. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can know when the next live stream is. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much, Libby. Lots of love to Libby for being the moderator during this event. Bye, everyone.